inshallah, today we're going to talk about Ayah 30 in Surah Fussilat. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu in this ayah is saying that indeed those who Rabbuna Allahu say, my Rabb is Allah, my Lord is Allah, then stand firm. Then stand firm. On them, angels will descend upon them. Angels will descend upon them. They will say, do not fear. Do not grieve. Do not be sad. But receive the glad tidings of Jannah, paradise, which you were promised. So whoever declares Shahada, that person's Lord is Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, and then stay in istiqamah, stand firm, walk on the straight path, do not deviate, wobble around. How does a person wobble religiously, Islamically? Let's look at how can a person wobble. Once somebody promises to Allah Jalla that you are my Rabb, you are Allah, then they are subject to the decrees in the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Somebody who declares that and then like a fox goes in from one hole and comes out from the other one is called what? Munafiq. What does that mean? Hypocrite. Says something but doesn't do. So what is the 5 pillars of Islam? Then when somebody says Rabbuna Allahu, they have to fulfill those 5 pillars of Islam. Let's look at Salah. 5 times a day, not 4, not 3, and it needs to be performed within a certain time period. What happens if you don't perform it in that time? If you have a car, and if the tire falls out of it, will that car move? It won't. So, this belief and the worship has to continue until when? Death. The last breath. When the last breath we give, then we go to the next level. But until we're breathing, we're conscious, this continues. It's not until a certain time period that we select. It's until a certain time period that Rabbuna Allah selects. So what happens to somebody who says, my Rabb is Allah, and they stay in istiqamah, straight path, they stand firm on the decrees of Allah, does what He says, and stays away from what He says, stays away from, then angels descend upon them. And what do they say? Do not fear, do not fear. What is fear? Fear is something, a worry that you're going to lose something that you like, or something bad is going to happen to you. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu guarantees that in Akhirah you will have Jannah. Anything you lose, He will replace it with something better. Anything you lose, He will replace it with something better. And you will have things in Jannah that you cannot even imagine. Your mind cannot even comprehend. It is that beautiful. So, the Jannah that is promised by what? The messengers of Allah. Messengers of Allah. That if somebody declares their shahada and stands firm, what do Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam give the glad tidings of? That person will go to Jannah. And then, after somebody declares their shahada, istiqamah is something, a wide term. It's not narrow, it's wide. And Umar radiallahu anhu described it as, you have to be steadfast in your iman, in your faith. You have to be steadfast in your iman. And then Uthman radiallahu anhu said that you have to do your deeds with sincerity. That's how he decided, staying on the right path and standing firm. And Ali karamallahu wajha radiallahu anhu said that if you do your mandatory obligations, that is staying in istiqamah, staying firm. So these are specific definitions, but the word is comprehensive, including all of these definitions together. Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu said that when this ayah was revealed, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was very happy. And he said, Rabb of my ummah and Rabb of Kaaba. He was so overjoyed with the glad tidings of Jannah to people who take Shahada and stand firm. So, there were examples of people who did not stay steadfast. Who are those? Yahud, Jews. They said Uzair is the son of God. And then Nasara, Christians said Isa alayhi salam is son of God. So what happened is that they did not stand firm on their commitment. They deviated from it. So somebody who stays steadfast and stands firm, they know all good comes from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. All good comes from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, and all mistakes comes from their lower self, their nafs. They have to admit to themselves. This is a flaw in a person, that when something unpleasant happens to them, they blame other people. But we know anything that happens unpleasant to us, through the creating of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, it comes from something that we have done or said that is not favorable to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Sufyan bin Abdullah radiallahu anhu, he went to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and asked a very interesting question. He said, Ya Rasulullah, tell me something, give me advice that I can just hang on to. Just hang on to and never let go. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that first say, Rabbun Allah. My Rabb is Allah. And then, stay firm. He repeated this ayah to him. That is one thing he told him, just hang on to it. Never let go for the rest of your life. And then he asked another question following. very logical, a good example for us. And he said, okay, what should I worry about the most? What should I be most careful for the rest of my life? Now I know what to hang on to, but what should I be worried about? What should I be careful about? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam took his finger and pointed to his tongue and he said, death. This is what you should worry about. What did he point out to? Metaphorically, his tongue. In reality, we know that what we say. What we say. How we say it. So in the Qala Bala, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu asked the question, am I not your Lord? Am I not your Rabb? And then all spirits said, yes. Qala Bala. They said yes. We said yes. We all did. But what happened is that mu'mineen, the true believers, when their spirit met their body, when they are born and came to this world, they remembered their promise to Allah. And then they showed fidelity, faithfulness to their promise to Allah. They did not forget. And then they stayed steadfast. But what happened to unbelievers and then the hypocrites? Whatever they admitted, whatever they said in Qalu Bala or in the forelight, when their spirit met their body, they turned away from their promise. They forgot. So, the normal mu'min, true believer, for them to stay firm, another definition is that they follow what Allah wants them to do and they stay away from what Allah forbids. That's very simple. But in their unseen, in their heart, they have faith, iman, and then they have confirmation. Tawheed. La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasul. In their heart they have that. And then, how about the chosen people? Awliya, friends of Allah. What do? In what you see, they try to stay away from the desires of this world. The order is women, sons, piles of gold, silver, horses, cars. The order goes like that. In the real life, they stay away. But what happens in their heart? That unseen, that we don't see. In this world, they don't value these things. Not that they don't have it. There's a great distinction between having it and being dependent on it. And putting it in the heart and thinking about it. Washing it and washing it and washing it again. Building a room and another one, another one, another one. No. Owning does not mean that you have it in your heart. That Allah Jalla Jalaluhu gave it to you and you have the use of it for a certain period of time. But the owner is Him. And you take care of it, you use it, you benefit from it. Why? Because you want to fulfill your ibadah. If you don't have the certain necessities, the house, the car, the family, it is very difficult to fulfill your need, the ibadah to Allah. So, in their heart, these awliya, the friends of Allah, they want knowledge, ilm from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, that will get them closer to Allah. So that they can just observe the beauty of Him. The rest of their life and in the afterlife. That's all they seek in their heart. How can I get closer to you? I'm doing my ibadah. I'm helping people. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But in my heart, all I want is closeness. All I want is veils to be lifted. All I want to watch and observe the Jamalullah, the beauty of Allah. So what happens is that Malaika descends upon them, and then it gives them reprieve in their heart, happiness. And Malaika helps them in their worldly affairs and their religious affairs. People who stay steadfast. People who stay steadfast. What happens is that if you have a bad friend, they take you to places, right? And then, end result, what happens is that they corrupt you. But, how about Malaika's friends? They're always with you. They're your protectors and they're your friends. Allah gives it to you. All you have to do is what? Be steadfast. We already said Rabbuna Allah. Oh Allah, you are our Rabb. We accepted that. That's why we're here in this masjid. But we have to be steadfast. We have to resurrect the 5 pillars. We have to be steadfast. If we have money, if we have the means to go to Hajj, we don't say, oh well, let me get my daughter married first, or let me get my son through college first. No. Priority is Allah. That's what steadfast is. He wants to be one and only in the heart. He doesn't want to share the space with anything else worldly. So in the next ayah, Allah is saying that Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. نحن أولياءكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة ولكم فيها ما تشتهي أنفسكم ولكم فيها ما تدعون. صدق الله العظيم. We are your protectors. Malaika is telling the mu'min. We are your protectors, your friends, in the life of the world and in the hereafter. In this world and hereafter too. Malaika. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is saying that in the ayah. Please take the time in the Surah Fussilat, ayah 30-31, in succession. Malaika says that we are your protectors in the life of this world and in the hereafter, and for you therein whatever your soul desires. Whatever your soul desires. There's a distinction. Whatever your soul desires. Soul. And for you therein what you ask. What you ask, and also what your soul desires. Both ways. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu blesses that person. Both ways. Whatever they ask Him, whatever their soul desires. Malaika tells them in this world and hereafter. Of course, we know that in the Surah Al-Yunus, Allah is saying that no doubt indeed, no doubt indeed, the friends of Allah, The friends of Allah, there will be no fear upon them, and they will not grieve. So for the friends of Allah, no grief, no worries, no fear. So, a friend of Allah makes mistakes, since when a friend makes mistakes, it's overlooked. It's not a burden on the friend. Friend is not the worldly friend. Friend is based on love. Muhabba. Love. The friendship is based on love. You love Allah and Allah loves you. But the order is, you have to be pleased with Allah, then Allah will be pleased with you. You have to be pleased with Allah first, and then He will be pleased with you. How do we know that? In the Surah Al-Fajr, Allah is saying that to the righteous soul will be said, to the righteous soul, "O you soul, in complete rest and satisfaction." In complete rest and satisfaction. So that's the first thing we have to achieve. Complete rest and satisfaction from anything worldly. And then return to your Rabb, your Lord, well pleased, and He is pleased with you. You're pleased with Him, and He is pleased with you. Enter you then among the devotees. Ibadi, devotees, the slaves, and enter my paradise. Enter my paradise. So in the next ayah, Allah is saying that Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Nuzulan min Ghafurur Rahim. Nuzulan means that a hospitable gift. A hospitable gift from oft forgiving, most merciful. This is the gift. Nuzulan, as a word, is like when you have musafir, when you have a guest in your house, before you start the offerings like dinner or something like that, the first thing you offer them as soon as they sit down. Of course, there's others to come, others to follow. From most merciful, oft forgiving. So what happens is that the ihsan, the gift of Allah Jalaluhu to a person, mu'min, and stay steadfast. In the afterlife, there is no 5 times a day salah, going to Hajj, all these are finished. But somebody that wants to be the friend of Allah, somebody wants to be close to Allah, and they do their deeds, they do the good deeds they do just for that person, their ihsan from Allah Jalla Jalaluhu continues every day. Another alam, another dunya, another world is open for them to observe. Closer and closer to Allah Jalla Jalaluhu. Sayyid illallah. The journey to Allah continues in this life and in afterlife. The journey to Allah. There is no end to it. And all this is for us to say, Rabbuna Allahu thumma istaqam. Say, you are our Rabb, and stand firm.